What's up, nerds, geeks, and comic book fans all alike? Today I'm going to be talking about Ben 10, Issue 2. I got it right here, and I also have an alternate cover right there. And I got my little Omnitrix. I am theming my Apple Watch hand-me-down after the Omnitrix of the Reboot series. I can put a picture up there. Not Reboot, just that the art style changed. The Reboot series is completely different. Anyway, before we get started on talking about Ben 10 Issue 2, I have to give a big apology to everybody. I am so sorry it took so long to get this video out. Life has been a little crazy, and it's going to keep on being a little crazy for the near future. But as soon as I get a schedule down pat for when videos will be released, I will let you guys know. I'll make a community post, and I will do that as soon as I know when I can consistently upload and give you guys a promise that I can keep. Until then, it's just going to be an ASAP for me. Like, whenever I can get the videos out as soon as possible. So I'm so sorry it took so long, but I will be trying my hardest to make sure these videos get out sooner rather than later. Issue 3 drops as of recording tomorrow, so there should be a new video in the next week or two about Issue 3. Issue 2, though, let's start. Way better than Issue 1. Oh my god. This is what I was talking about. That, like, and I don't want to jump the gun here and say that it's already starting to get way better. There's still some like, weird art and everything, but it's way less. I have to say, like, I have some good notes. Like, I'm actually way more excited about this issue than I was Issue 1. It wasn't too good. Issue 2 is amazing, and there's this origin is a slower burn than in the cartoon because of the involvement of the government, and I kind of like that. And we'll get back to that later when we talk about Grandpa Max. Anyway, I'm getting carried ahead. The paneling, way better. Oh my god, it's so way more dynamic. It actually, like, draws your eyes towards the action, and it's just great. I'll put some images up here to show you guys what I mean, but I'm in love with the way they started doing the paneling for the action in this issue. So much better. And let's talk about less cringy dialogue. It's not like it doesn't feel as forced anymore. I mean, there was one thing that Ben said when he turned into Cannonbolt. We see Cannonbolt, not for the first time, mind you, because we have seen him in covers that they've shown online and in one of the issue 1 alternate covers where you can see all the aliens, the one that I had up here in the last video. So we've seen Cannonball's design, we know what he looked like, but it's cool to see him in the flesh, per se. And Ben using that character, because he was not a part of the original 10. So it's really cool to see them switching out, like I said in the last episode. Anyway, less cringy dialogue. Great. Love that. It feels natural. It doesn't feel forced. I'm looking at my notes here. I got way more detailed notes this time. I'm learning as I'm going. Next, we got the art. Again, looking way better. And I put in parentheses, still some Uncanny Valley frames. If I can find those specific images, I'll pull them up. If not, I'll have to take a picture with my phone and do it that way. Anyway, then we got Gwen's iconic shirt. I didn't think we were going to see just the cat shirt at all. Like, honestly, I didn't think so until later. I did hear a rumor that around issue, and I'll fact check myself, like maybe 3 or 4, that they're going to get a redesign for some reason. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. I'll have to fact check all of that. That's going to be a little bit of a headache because I can't imagine there's a straight answer on that. But I like, and it's still slightly different, but I really like the Gwen. They actually show Gwen's iconic shirt under the I guess I wouldn't call it a flannel. It's the outdoorsy collared shirt that she had on in the last issue. So that's cool. And we get to see her kind of do stuff. It's really cool that we get they're putting her in the action immediately. She is snooping around the Grandpa Max's RV, and she finds some technology. She's like, oh, when did Grandpa soup up this, old rust bucket or something? I can't remember if she says rust bucket. That's what it's supposed to be called. I don't think any of them have called to the rust bucket yet. I really hope they do. Anyway, and I won't get to what she does with the car yet. We'll get to that later. But then we have Ben's transformations. They look freaky and they look painful, and it's crazy to say that as like a good thing, but I like the more realistic take on this, and realistic with heavy air quotes, obviously, because the Omnitrix isn't real. There's no such thing, but it's really cool to see that that they're not holding back. Like I mean, even so, let's get a little further here. Crab shows up. I'm getting a little bit out of chronological order, but just because to prove my point about them really not holding back. When Crab shows up, one of the mercenaries that like famously Vilgax hires to retrieve the Omnitrix, he wipes through that military, and they do not hide it. He stabs right through people, rips them in half. It's crazy. I love it. I am a huge fan of that. I'm currently reading the Battle Beast story, so I love some carnage. I love some violence. That's great. And I'm really excited to see Ben actually fight when he gets a handle of the Omnitrix and understands how to use these aliens, and his creativity. Because Ben, and this is something Superman has too, which is crazy that I just thought of this. Such an ingenuity as a superhero, like as the character, because he doesn't always get the alien he wants. He rarely ever does until he becomes a lot older and gets master control. The Omnitrix kind of chooses for him, and he makes do with that situation. Ben is a very ingenuitive, if that's a word, superhero. So I'm really excited to see him fight Crab, and if the sighting of Crab does kind of allude to us possibly, does that mean, are we foreshadowing 6-6 and Tetrax? Because those also famously are the other mercenaries after Crab that Vilgax hires to again retrieve the Omnitrix from Ben. And Tetrax, I don't know how many of you, obviously if you probably are very familiar with the original cartoon. Tetrax becomes a ally, so I'm really interested to see if they do that, where that goes, what's going to go on there. That's because they seem to be taking a pretty, grounded take on this. So, does Tetrax even speak English? I don't know. I'm excited for that. All right, so we got Crab. Now, the plumbers. This was very interesting. I actually had to do a little bit of research on this because I was not as in tune with the plumbers lore as I thought I was. So the plumbers are a Black Ops, and so this goes for this version of the plumbers as well. But originally in the Ben 10 original cartoon, they are kind of like an off the books Black Ops team of soldiers who take out the weird stuff, the stuff that's too weird for normal police, the stuff that normal police can't handle, local law enforcement won't touch with a 6-foot pole. That's what the plumbers are there for, the weird and freaky stuff. And there's way more information on the Ben 10 wiki about that. I would highly recommend going on to the websites. I will put it right above my head what website I use to get the plumber information, because I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. So while the plumbers are from the American government, in the original series, they also were founded by the founding fathers in America. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool detail. I wonder if they kept that the same in here, or if it's just something that's off the grid. It is so off the books that the general that so Grandpa Max in the last issue stumbled upon the military operation that's chasing Ben because of the Omnitrix, and they're questioning him because they're like, what are you doing out in the middle of nowhere? He's like, I'm camping. But they run his name, they run his credentials, and they're like, whoa, this guy is crazy. Like, this is like, he's way above us. And so but they're like, they don't have clearance, right? So they're scared, they're wary. They're like, you can see the general who's interrogating him is walking on eggshells. He's trying to really figure out, he's poking the bear without really poking, he's trying to figure out what's going on, but very lightly, and Grandpa Max just has a complete handle on the situation. He really is not worried, and you could tell he's a G. You could tell he's definitely that Black Ops off the books dude. He's still that through and through, and that's awesome to see. They seem to be very similar to the Men in Black, right? They see that. So if you're wondering what the plumbers are in this world, just think Men in Black, and that's literally it. Simple. That's very simple. All right, and we talked about getting our first look at Crab. really cool. And that possibly means the other mercenaries. So after we see Crab and we see him murder all these military soldiers because they're chasing after the signatures, and they find Crab instead of Ben, Ben's running away as Cannonball. His transformations were going all out of whack. He was turning into a bunch of different aliens. It was really painful, and the watch started glowing. He slapped it, turned to Cannonball, rolled on out of there, and he ended up so Gwen started driving the car and she's trying to hit him with it. She's trying to hit him with the car. I don't know how else to say that. She's trying to hit him with the car because she sees an alien. She's like, "Oh, you're not invading us today." She thinks this alien that she doesn't know is Ben is causing all these problems. So she's trying to run him over. Now, the funniest thing about this is that Ben is like waddling as Cannonball. Like he's like arms out. I'll put an image up here. Arms out, just running on his feet. Like, why? You're Cannonball. Roll into a ball and roll away. Like, what are you doing? It's hilarious. That I actually like laughed pretty hard when I saw that. But overall, way better issue than issue 1. I'm very excited to read issue 2. My comic book store already had it. I was there pretty recently, and they pulled it out, and they're like, this is not out yet. And I was like, so close. But yeah, if you guys have read it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let's start a conversation. We're so happy to talk to everybody that, is interested in talking Ben 10. It's one of my favorite things out there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Hey, so strange, you switched right in front of me. Hey, you've changed, you're not who you used to be. Cause you messed with my head and ripped out my heart. I know sometimes the world's apart, but when it comes to you, I just don't know where to start. Hey, you're just yelling over me. Hey, I'm stuck on the shit you've been telling me. Cause you messed with my head and ripped out my heart. I know sometimes the world's apart, but when it comes to you, I just don't know where to start.